All right, well, hello everyone, and this is my rebuttal to the speech or to the debate of universal health care. And yeah, so I'm gonna get the timer going here. Audience ready, judges ready, and go. So basically, she starts off by trying to tear apart my example of from between Singapore and us. And in the Singapore, she starts by saying Singapore has a 4.6 million population as opposed to our 300 plus our million population. But in my examples, what I use is the per thousand people. So my statistics don't come from the overall per capita. It comes from the per thousand people. So she says that 13.9 citizen or U.S. citizens are senior citizens, as opposed to the 8.1 in Singapore. Well, it's kind of easier to say that they're going to need a little more healthcare, but it's also better to judge or better to say that more senior citizens, because of the healthcare systems that allow them to have the extended life capacity, more people live longer because of the universal healthcare. So the third infant mortality rate of 2.51 per thousand people. Like I said, this is a comparison of thousand people, not overall. So to move on, she starts to argue a little bit about the taxpayers. The argument with the taxpayers is that all people are trying to afraid of raising taxes, when in actuality our taxes are 10 times lower than the majority of other countries that are developed as we are. So if we pay less in insurance premiums but a little bit more in taxes, it kind of brings us to equal to be with other countries that are just as equal with us in economic growth. So her first contention is where she starts to argue from educationportal.com, a survey of 65% of doctors. Howard Portney or whatever does his argument from Thomas Retter's survey of 2,900 doctors. Her statistics don't line up here. It says 26% not change, 16% of doctors would retire, 19% would cut back on their hours, 12% of patients would cut back on the patient seen, and 6% would actually cancel their practice. That's 79%. Where's the other 21%? So only 6% of the 2,900 people, that's 174 people total. 174 people, or doctors, would actually give up on their Hippocratic oath to say that because of the new system, they wouldn't want to treat people and care for them. So I kind of, that's kind of a flawed system there. Where are the other 21 people? 16 of them would retire. Well, are they old enough to retire? They're doctors. So now kind of into the her second contention, quality over quantity. Pay less, get less. Comparison to McDonald's and Grizzlies. Let's see here. Super 8 and Hilton. In comparison to universal healthcare to McDonald's, you're trying to say that by switching to the universal system, the cost is, or for cost less, I'll get treated more poorly at the hospital. So if I go break my arm, people are going to, the doctors are going to not set it back in place as good as they would have if I had higher premiums. This is kind of an obscene type of argument here. So she moves on from her second contention. She starts to kind of over and over again, even from the beginning, starts to agree that it sounds like a great idea, or the universal healthcare sounds like a great idea, by laying down a few, and then kind of lays down a few facts to hesitate why she already agrees with me, in stating that it's an ideal. Why not just start to strive for it? Strive for the ideal. In her '08 article, Center of American Experiment Institute from Lee Crisco. This article here, she literally states that it's a one-party payer. I laid down in the grounds that we're speaking of universal healthcare and not one-party payer, so we can kind of just completely throw this out. Again, I just want to point out that she states over and over how wonderful universal healthcare is, and so let's stop hesitating and implement the system so that everyone at least has a fighting chance to get treated overall. So, all right, well, thank you guys.